Welcome to the Cherrywood Podcast with me, Simon Burridge. It's that little thing there with the screen, that's it. Yeah, there you go, look.
Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Your name, say your name, what the company is.
Alison Mulford, Demelza Hospice Care for Children.
Perfect.
Yeah?
Yep. Let me just put that back on here. Yeah, everyone does that, that's fine. There we go.
Oh.
Alison.
Yes, hello.
How you doing?
Morning, yeah, I'm okay.
I'm already scared. I got your name wrong. I wrote Alice on there.
Yeah, you did.
And then you said, I've got a bone to pick you about something. So now I'm bricking it. So that's good.
Yeah, so...
Oh, no, right. You go straight in with it.
Going straight in with it.
All right.
Rachel's not here.
Let's not go straight in with it. How long before that falls off?
Okay, I've been thinking about this. I'm going to go 8 minutes, 16 seconds.
Okay, so as soon as we get back from the sponsors, 8 minutes, 16 seconds to start our time.
Good.
Okay, so we just go and see our sponsors.
Today's sponsors are DiGiorgio Properties, your premier choice for expert building solutions. From concept to completion, trust them to turn your dreams into a reality.
Visit their website today at digiorgiosproperties.com.
De Medici Associates, chartered, structural and civil engineers.
Based in the UK with a worldwide reach.
Visit their website on demediciassociates.com.
That'll do. Right, as you notice, Rachel isn't here at the moment. She's been called away for a bit.
Yeah, I've got a bone to pick with her, actually.
Oh, good. It's not just me then?
No, one each. I like to be fair.
That's perfect. Right, okay, so she'll be in at some point. We just don't know when.
Okay,
so go on
fine.
then. Hit me with it. What have I done wrong?
With yours?
What have I said wrong?
So you have talked about Machu Picchu, that your lovely lady wife is going to be trekking as I think the words you used were jolly, a walk, just, like it was fun. And I thought, that's interesting because we've got Everest Base Camp coming up next. So I thought maybe you'd like to join a jolly and a walk and see how you get on.
Yeah, but Everest Base Camp compared to that?
I don't know, you've got altitude Machu Picchu, haven't you?
Oh, my God.
She could get ill.
Everest Base Camp.
Yeah. I've signed you up. I know where you live. I know your details. I've paid your deposit. You're done. You're ready to go.
Have you actually got an Everest Base Camp one?
Yeah, next year. Yes. Oh, not for me.
So you'd be up for that, Steve.
Wow, you've thrown him right under the bus.
He's gone on about that forever.
Has he?
Forever.
Oh,
and we all say no to him.
Let's do it.
He'd die.
I know where he lives as well.
Exactly. Not a far walk from you, is it?
No, let's get his debit card, sign him up. Oh, happy days.
Blimey. Now, I've got quite a bit of history with, I don't know if you know, I've got quite a bit of history with Demelza.
Yes, I do, yeah.
Oh, you do? Oh, that's right. Yeah, you do. Of course you do. The first time I was Charlton mascot, I never wore the Charlton kit. I wore a Dotty Demelza top.
Oh, I didn't know that. The very first
time, and that was like 2004, 2005, something like that. Wow. Yeah, so I've been connected with them quite a bit, and I visited the hospital in the other one, the London Eltham Hospital.
Yeah.
With the players, with the Premier League players back then, because Charlton diminished as soon as I became their mascot. They dropped 2 leagues once I became the mascot.
Why am I not surprised?
So, I've had quite an attachment to Demelza. So do you want to tell us, everyone who doesn't know much about Demelza, what it's all about? Yeah,
so Demelza is a children's charity. It is... we've got a hospice in Sittingbourne, we've got a hospice in Eltham, as you know, and then we've got a community hub in East Sussex as well. And we look after children that are seriously ill or have got life-limiting conditions, and all their family. So around 2,500 children and their family at the moment.
Lovely. Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So how long's Demelza been going on for?
25 years last year. We just celebrated our 25th anniversary.
Right.
So, Demelza Sittingbourne was the first hospice that we built.
Yeah.
And then 10 years later, we built Eltham.
Right, so whose idea was it? Whose brainchild was it?
So Demelza was a young lady. She sadly passed away with a brain tumour, and her parents, Derek and Jennifer, lived locally in Sittingbourne, and they went up to the children's hospice she worked in Birmingham and were so inspired by the work they did, and were really aware that we had nothing like that in Kent for our children and our families. So they set about fundraising, finding the land. Derek's an architect, so he built all the, created all the plans, and Demelza was born.
So those guys are still involved?
Yeah. So we've still got the support of Derek, Demelza's dad, and Demelza's two brothers. They're fantastic. They support us with events, fundraising, the rebrand. We've recently rebranded, so we're new colours.
Yeah. Because am I right in saying it was Demelza House as well?
Yes, it was Demelza House for a long, long time, and now it's just Demelza.
Right.
And we've taken hospice away. It used to be Demelza Hospice Care for Children, which is still our title, but you'll notice on any of our branding it just says Demelza, because there's a real stigma against the word hospice.
Well, you think a hospice is possibly going to be end of life when sometimes it isn't.
Yeah, and absolutely, end of life is a really important part of what we do, but there's so much more. It's not, Demelza isn't just where you go for end of life, it's everything in between.
Everything after.
Yeah,
as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's what I love about it. It's the support you give the families after as well.
Yeah. And it is the whole family. It's a whole family affair, which I think I love about you guys, because Rachel's parents are involved, your kids are involved. It's a real family affair, you supporting us. And actually that's exactly what we do. It's the whole family, grandparents, brothers, sisters, everybody that's affected by that. So, yeah.
Because that's right, because our little Ted gave you an idea about something, didn't he?
Yeah, he walked away, didn't he, after the coming round to see Demelza, and was like, what are we going to do to fundraise, Mummy? What are we going to do about this? So, yeah, he did give me an idea, because some of our events that I have the privilege of organising are very much special events, adults, balls, auctions, things like that. And actually we're now looking at what family events we can put on.
Okay.
That I'm hoping I can
Brilliant.
Get your wife's involvement on, no pressure. She's not here to say no, so I take it as a yes. We've got her on board.
But so let's talk about you for a sec, and then we'll come back to Demelza. So how did you end up working with Demelza, or before Demelza?
So I used to, with a group of friends, run a youth club in Chatham, Sunshine Club, and sadly it was closing after 19 years. And I spoke to my friend Lisa, whose son used Sunshine Club. I said, I don't want my volunteering to end. I've really enjoyed giving something back. I love it. And she said, well, why don't you volunteer at Demelza? I had never heard of them, but her son used their services. She said, they've got volunteers. It's an amazing place. It's only down the road at Sittingbourne. And I did. I joined them in their kitchens for about 10 years volunteering, and then fast forward 10 years.
Blimey.
I work there in the fundraising team.
That's unbelievable. So you did volunteering for Sunshine, did you say it was called?
Yeah, Sunshine Club, and, it's like a youth club.
So what did you do work-wise to go alongside that?
Before that I worked for the Halifax. That's all I knew. Left school, joined the Halifax, and did 19 years there before kind of persuading Demelza to take me on full-time.
Brilliant.
I had to do the Great Wall of China to convince them of that fact. So,
not base camp, no?
No, not base camp. No, not this time. I've done my thing. It's your turn now. The baton goes to you, Simon.
Oh, God, I need to lose a bit of weight. But base camp, blimey.
Do it.
Yeah, but the thing is, right,
it's going to be a walk. It's going to be a jolly. You know that.
I've done my Achilles heel in, right? I'm not making that excuse.
Here they come.
I did Ninja Warrior with the kids New Year's Eve. Right?
The one in Chatham?
No. We was in Devon somewhere.
Okay.
And you know the wall in Ninja Warrior where you got to get on the edge? Well, this didn't have an edge. It had a series of lights, and the highest one got you the most points.
Yeah.
And that was the only one I couldn't get. So I had 4 or 5 goes of it, and the last go completely done my heel in. And it's still, to this day, hurting just like it was. But I wake up in the morning like, it's healed. And by the end of the day, I'm limping again. That's my excuse for base camp.
Poor excuse.
I would consider it.
Well, we've got that. We've got that now on record, haven't we?
I'll consider it for about 2 seconds. Yeah, you got the dates?
Probably.
You're getting them out now.
Probably, I'll get them out. Just go to my little event book. Let's have a look.
Because I think I'm already booked.
No, you're not. I've checked. Oh, no, there's not a date yet. Just coming soon to 2025.
Oh, yeah, I'm busy.
So we can work that around you, actually. It's either that, you could do the Demelza to Demelza cycle. The Demelza Cornwall to Demelza
I've done London to
Sittingbourne.
Brighton before.
Yeah.
Walked to London to Brighton.
Oh, I did that. That is, you underestimate, because people go, it's just a walk.
Yeah, but it's
absolutely
over
not.
2 marathons.
Yeah. And I found the sleep deprivation, that was hard going. Yeah, I didn't do well with that. I did it.
100k.
Yeah.
100k.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cycling's not my bag.
So what we did is, me, Rachel and Steve did it.
Yeah.
And to prepare for it, we went round Buwater. You remember Buwater?
Yes, yeah.
We went round it twice, and that's a marathon.
Yeah.
And towards the end, my knee started hurting. The next day, I couldn't walk. And like this walk is 3 weeks. I have injuries galore, right? And this walk is like 3 weeks away. And I'm like, oh no. And they said, you've got to treat it like a break. You've got to give it 6 weeks. And so I just went anyway. And after 5k, I was in agony, right? Rachel and Steve left me. And I said, I'm going to still finish it. Just go, right? And I was in agony. And I walked another 40k on it, right? And then Rachel's aunt turned up with a knee brace. And as soon as this knee brace went on, I could run.
Oh, wow.
I could run. And I caught Rachel up. I didn't catch her dad up. Yeah. But Rachel lasted 80k, and it was like a scene from Platoon. She's like, go without me. We're both getting massaged somewhere.
Their stops were amazing, weren't they? Really good.
And once she had her massage, she just couldn't wake up, couldn't get up. And so I made her a special T-shirt with London to Weaversfield challenge, because that's where she ended up finishing off.
Oh, my goodness. No, London to Brighton is great. That's one of our events on the calendar.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah,
really
they are.
Good.
And you meet people along the way and you share stories, and it's incredible. I loved that for the Great Wall of China. We were incredibly lucky to have 2 mums come on the trek with us, and just to spend time with them. That'll never leave me. Yeah. Like being at the top and just that experience and being with them, and they've lived it firsthand is amazing. Yeah. And Rachel will experience that.
You know, for me, like, I cry over everything. So I just don't know how how people get through this sort of stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
and you experience it every day as well.
Yeah, but there's so much joy, so much laughter in the house. There really is, you know, pianos playing, the music room, glitter and art everywhere. The pirate playground, like where my office is, we've got the bell. You can hear kids ringing that bell, and and we're very, very lucky to have families that are happy to come and talk at events and to share their stories. And you know, we're very lucky. So, they're an incredible bunch. Yeah,
it's a weird thing with stress, isn't it? It brings out sort of comedy sometimes, doesn't it? I remember when my dad was suddenly taken ill. He suddenly had a heart condition, and we all rushed to the hospital. But the coffee machine, for some reason, it was giving out free tea, right? So we were thinking about just making tea and selling it in the corridor.
Oh, my God.
You know what I mean? And we were cracking up over that, knowing that he hadn't got long to live, but it's just your way of getting, it's just, especially British, it's their way of getting through it,
isn't it? Is, yeah, stiff up a lip.
We've been bombed on so much, you know what I mean? I think it's just all carried down, isn't it? That sort of attitude of just having a laugh about it.
And put the kettle on.
Yeah, put the kettle on.
Everyone puts the kettle on.
Yeah, for no reason.
I mean, Demelza kind of operates on cake. The kitchen is the heart of the house.
Yeah, there's nothing of you, so you don't eat cake.
Oh, I used to love making the cakes. That was my way of...
Yeah, you're feeder though, aren't you? Because you just gave us 6, 7 bleeding donuts.
Yeah, but I did have chocolate for breakfast this weekend. Well, it's Easter. I feel like that's tradition. That's what it's all about. So, yeah.
Lovely. Okay, brilliant. Right, so tell us about... an experience a family would have if they were sort of coming to experience Demelza for the first time.
So I think what I love about Demelza is it's a pick and mix. It's baby steps. It might be that some of our families only use the hydrotherapy pool because they're just nervous at that stage. You know, most of our families won't have ever left their children. So it might be that they just come to the hydro pool because they won't have been swimming before, potentially, because of the risk of infection, people staring, it's not accessible, the equipment that child needs. So it could be that they start off by just using one of our facilities, like the hydro pool, and then they kind of build a relationship with our nurses who are incredible, and stay for a short break. Maybe we've got family rooms above the care corridor, right. So the family can stay, but be just close enough, but far enough away that, you know, their child's got some independence and then they might leave them altogether, you know,
Right.
for a bit of respite. And it's all those things in between. Our creative arts therapies are incredible because you think there's so much emotion within that family that maybe is really painful, like too painful to put into words. So we've got art therapy, we've got music therapy. Well, you've seen them. Our
amazing.
rooms are incredible.
They are. They're
Sensory
amazing.
room that's having a complete overhaul at the moment, thanks to some donors. It's kind of anything, care in the community. So we've got a team that will go to your home if maybe you're not quite ready to take that step into a hospice, or if you're further away. It's kind of everything. They do. We often say we wrap our arms around that family, and we really do.
But can I go back a bit? I'm going back to, like, a family has just had a child diagnosed with something, and how do they even get to you guys? You know, are you recommended by doctors and hospitals?
Yeah, it can be. It can be that the
That's what I want.
Midway Hospital might refer you. They might say, look, I know somewhere that can give you support. We have our nurses that will come into hospitals now. It's something we've done recently. So we've done a lot of work in Medway. So our nurses will come in and will be on the neonate ward, so the new baby ward.
Yeah.
And they might see any families that potentially could use Demelza's services and try and break down those barriers.
Well, that's the thing. I worry about families that don't even know the opportunity exists, or they think there's probably a payment to the opportunity or something like that.
Absolutely. There's so much. And when we rebranded last year, that was something we really wanted to focus on to make sure that we could reach those families that don't know about us or that don't know enough about us.
Yeah.
Because when you do speak to families, sometimes they say, I wish I'd done this sooner, but I didn't because I didn't feel like my child needed a hospice because I didn't understand that what came with it.
That's why you lost the hospice.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. So like I say, it's still in our official title, but it is, that's definitely a barrier. Even when you speak to some of the teams within Medway Hospital, you know, they'll say the same until they've spent time with our nurses. They're like, I didn't realise. So that in-reach work has been fantastic, and we're going to expand that now to Kings, and I think we want to get down to Ashford as well.
Brilliant.
So it can be a referral from a medical professional. It could be something that we recognise. You know, somebody out in the community, and we do go out in the community more and more just to try and kind of build that awareness. I mean, we're 25 years old, but you're right. So many people don't.
No, they don't, do they? And they're not in the right frame of mind either.
No,
you know?
That's a lot. It's overwhelming, isn't it?
Someone needs to get to them. You know, that's the thing.
Yeah,
So.
And that's like what I said. We do the small steps. It could be we do DOTS, which is an accessible play group. It's amazing. I worked at the weekend there, and again, I mean, you and I, if we were taking our kids to soft play, we'd be a bit like, oh, do we have to? But we'd do it, and you can do it in a moment. But actually, our families can't do that. They can't go to the ball pit.
Right.
So we've got an accessible play group, and the DOTS team have worked really hard creating that and taking it out on the road. So it's not just in the hospice. We've got one down in Dover, Tunbridge Wells. And again, some of our families only use that facility
Can
at the
you
moment.
explain it a little bit more then? What is it exactly?
So
is
imagine,
it a mobile thing?
It can be, yeah. So DOTS in Sittingbourne, we just use one of our big meeting rooms, and we'll have sensory toys, soft play, messy play, things like that, music, arts and crafts, you name it. And then the Dover one is in a leisure centre. So they'll put the bouncy castle up, lots of soft play again, lots of siblings come to the Dover DOTS. And again, we'll pack up the car with sensory toys from the hospice, art, anything like that. But it's that safe space for those families that are going to hit different milestones that you and I are going to hit with our children. And they've got a support group. They've got a WhatsApp group. They've suddenly got a support group beyond Demelza.
It's a nice foot in the door.
Yeah, it is. And some of those families just use DOTS at the moment, which is fine. But you'll talk to them, they'll speak to the nurses, and they'll say, oh, I'm thinking about staying for a short break, or I'm thinking about, you know, we do sibling residential, so brothers and sisters can pack their bags and go off for a few days, and it's all about them, high ropes, abseiling walls, go-karting. So those kind of services, they'll just suddenly realise all the different services that we've got on offer. And I like that. Demelza think of everything, and there's so much planning, you can imagine. There's loads of planning that goes into it, but they think of everything. They think of everyone, grandparents that are trying to be strong for their children, but, have got that kind of shared grief or those shared feelings and emotions.
So would there be, like, say for grandparents example, would there be like classes for them? Like, where they can gather around as a load of grandparents together, sharing.
Absolutely, and we've got fantastic volunteers that run that space, and they'll meet regularly. We have bereavement events that can be specifically focused on the grandparents. Memory making will involve them in that. So they, as much as we can, and they're fantastic. The volunteers that facilitate those kind of sessions, they're incredible.
Brilliant. Yeah. That's great. So I know a lot of modifications have been made over the Sittingbourne one. You've been busy. Donated a big building. Is that right? Am I right in saying that? Yeah.
So opposite Demelza, we've got a housing estate being built now, Hill Farm. And when the land was sold to the developers, part of that was that we got a plot of land and a big bungalow's been built on that. So very, very fortunate to have such fantastic supporters. And then we've adapted that. So we then fundraised on top of that, because obviously we need to make sure it's got hoists, it's accessible, everything. Which
it is amazing though.
Ridiculously expensive, but it is. And that space is huge, because as Demelza changes and medical advances means we've got children living longer. We've suddenly had to think about transition. So those young people that aren't going to be using children's services anymore, but will need to transition to adult services. And that's scary, that's daunting. So Hill Farm, we've had some transition events there. So young people have come, so done a bit of baking.
So it's in use now, is it?
Yeah,
because when I was there last, I think it had only just been finished. Yeah,
so we've furnished it. So we've had some transition events. Again, we've brought those families together. There's 2 self-contained flats, so we're going to use it for short breaks. Yeah. So a family that might want to come, they can't just book an Airbnb like that. And they've got Demelza right across the road, so they could then come and use the playground, the hydro pool. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Is there anything like that happening in the Eltham one? Or have they got any, or are they limited to space there?
We are really limited to space in Eltham, and what we can do. So they're always looking at ways that we can upgrade facilities and things. And the same as the hub in East Sussex, we'll look at how we can. That's a very small space as well, but we might do some work on the sensory room. Because you imagine like sensory toys and things like that they move so quickly. The technology is ridiculous.
Of course, yeah.
So we're always looking, and who's using it. Who's using the facilities the most, to make sure that we've got the absolute best on offer. And we do speak to our families a lot. We've got a really good family engagement team that will speak to the child, speak to mum, dad, and get feedback. So we're not assuming we know best.
Yes, I see what you mean.
So that's really nice.
Brilliant. And is there any plans in the future to, have another hospice somewhere else? Are you guys always looking for that, or do you know?
No, I don't think that's something that's on the agenda at the moment. Again, as things change, so choice, a lot of our families might want to have that care at home, and that includes end-of-life care.
Right.
That's something that we would do in the family home. So it's not something that's on the kind of agenda at the moment.
So I think it's worth saying that, I don't know why I clicked. I think it's worth saying that it isn't actually a hospital. Their kids are coming in and out, is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. They'll go to school, they'll go home, they'll come to Demelza for respite, for the day, for the weekend. So they're in and out. It's not that we have resident children there all the time like you would see in a hospital ward. Absolutely.
And do they have the choice to, this is going to be quite deep, but do they have the choice to pass there?
Yes, yeah. So we've got our bereavement suites at Eltham and Sittingbourne. Right. So they can die at Demelza equally. We've got that facility at home as well.
And even though we know it's a charity, there's still people probably still thinking, is there a payment that needs to be made? or is it 100% charity?
Yeah, there's no fees to the family at all. All of our services are free. Yeah, and that's why we fundraise so heavily, because it's, up 12 to 15 million, and that will keep growing the more families we support. But every year to keep those services running, that's a huge amount.
And obviously you need more support, don't you? So what could you say, what ideas do you have to get more support, more people in? They've got this sort of stigma about what a which it isn't, a hospice, what Demelza's all about,
I would say come and visit, because what you imagine it to be is completely different. So if it's appropriate, we'll provide tours to individuals or a small group from a company, for argument's sake, if, depending on who's in house at the time, if that's appropriate. But every year we do an open day, which you've been as a family. So for that weekend, we don't have any children staying unless there's an emergency, and obviously
of course
plans will change. But we open up the whole hospice. So we have stalls, we have games, entertainment, we have tours. So you can go around and see the facilities. Yeah. And it changes people's ideas. I mean, you've been, so
it's not a sad. You think, we're going to go and visit a sad place. It's not a sad place at all.
It's
a lovely place,
full of colour,
love, excitement. These kids are really looked after.
Yeah, I mean,
well worth a visit.
You brought
changes your perspective.
Yeah, and you brought your whole family. So you brought Rachel's parents; they came along. You brought your children. So, I mean, what did you think? What were your ideas? And then what did you experience when you got there?
So I've done a couple of tours. So my initial tour was, I thought we'd be looking at just different sort of facilities regarding helping mobility. That's what I thought it'd be, just a lot of mobility, giving them peace of mind like that.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would have that homely feel about it.
No, yeah.
Like the ballpark. I wanted to go in that. I think on my first tour, that wasn't even there. And then I came back and then the larger ballpark, I was like, oh my goodness, I want to actually go in there. Yeah. And the sensory room, like you say, that was still the old sensory room, which was still really good.
Yeah.
I think the second time I went, you were in the middle of refurbishing the sensory room, or you were about to refurbish it.
Yeah.
And the gardens, so I didn't just do a tour actually, because I was an engineer for Kimberly Clark. We had days where we came and we helped out and we changed things in the garden.
Yeah.
We built like a jungle house, I think we called it.
Yeah, the jungle hut. That's still standing.
I've done the roof.
That's amazing if you did that. That's still standing.
I did the roof on the jungle hut. I was up the top of that roof.
Okay,
Health and safety went out the window.
Oh, we need to check for
leaks. Is it leaking?
Probably.
Yeah, that's another bone you've got to pick with me.
But you're right. I mean, the grounds are incredible. We've got the Tranquility Garden, really beautiful spaces, but we're very conscious. We put a lot of colour on the wall and within the hospice, because that child might only have seen a hospital, which is very white.
Yes.
So we try to avoid that.
Yeah, it's a home from home.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, it is.
Really is nice.
Yeah, I remember
and
seeing
it's in a nice area as well. So it's not as if it's built up all around the edges. It's not. It's countryside and, it's a lovely place to be.
And we've got the Oast House, so it's in keeping with the area. It's beautiful. It's really, really tranquil and lovely. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, brilliant. So trying to think of now, what would you like to... I don't know what I'm going to say. Think about hands going back up.
Hands in the air.
I just want to get your one right. I never edit usually, but I want to get this one right for you guys.
I'm pleased that you feel that way, Simon, because your wife, I didn't get the same impression.
From who? My wife?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Right. So now Rachel hasn't turned up.
She hasn't. No. It's been noted. I've written it down.
Maybe we should pick that bone with her, shall we?
So I listened to episode 1. I wanted to know what was going to happen. I'm actually really disappointed that's still standing, because I've massively lost that.
I put new stuff on for you.
Oh, anyway.
You might be one of the first for it to last.
I listened to episode 1, or watched episode 1, and at the end, you said, right, so we're going to interview businesses, individuals, charities. If someone's got a great story to tell. And Rachel piped up, no, this is for businesses only. I don't want charities on there and individuals. And right at the end, she changed tact and went, okay, just businesses and charities. And I thought, wow, this is going to be an interesting conversation. And now she's not showed up.
Now you know which one's got the heart, don't you?
I know, see? I was going the other way.
So now what do you think of that Inca Trail?
Well, what, jolly? I mean, I'm going to make sure that the team that are delivering that go really hard. Fill her backpack with stones. Just like that. Quick, just keep putting the stones in.
Yeah.
I can't wait to track her progress. Are you going to put like a camera on her?
I could stick a camera on her.
She could podcast, couldn't she?
Oh, she could. But this is Rachel we're talking about. I do all the heavy work.
Well,
she just sits there and looks pretty.
She needs to do something different. I mean, she really upset me. You know.
Oh God, I hope she turns up.
I'm not over it. I know. But I think she's.
I'm gutted. Actually, she's gutted. She wanted to be here, but she's been called away on something.
Yeah, because I wanted to find out how her training's going. I mean, how do you train for that?
She's doing pole fitness.
Is she? Pole fitness? How's that going to help with...
She doesn't stop, actually. She does lots of things.
Okay.
So she does Pilates and pole. She hasn't done much walking, though. She goes to the gym and does a lot on the... but
it's the different terrain, though. She needs to get her ankles going.
I don't do running in the gym because never have I run along a street and the floor's moved for me.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's completely flat.
You're just lifting your feet up off the ground.
And I think... London to Brighton and the Great Wall of China taught me you need to be training on rough terrain because your ankles move.
I completely agree.
It's different.
How much flint was you standing on?
Oh, yeah.
It was horrible, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
It was horrible. I hated the way my ankles kept turning over.
You kind of roll, don't you? Yeah. So, she needs to get off the treadmill and get out.
Yeah.
But it's hard, to find somewhere that's got a terrain that's going to match where she's heading. Well, that's impossible.
Yeah. Yes.
So,
that's it, yeah.
You couldn't, mentality
unless you get one of those conveyor belts and stick rocks on it. Just keep going around. Mud,
your local gym's going to love you. Yeah, brilliant. Lovely. Just chuck those logs on. They'll be like, the manager of the gym will be like,
He's coming in soon.
Oh, ask
I think he's coming in, next week, I think.
See what he says.
Yeah, we're getting to put a terrain. That'd be a good idea. A terrain conveyor belt.
Well, you can get those weird ones now, can't you, that are like shaped like a weird, like a smile. I've never been on one of those because I think I would just face plant.
We belong to 2 gyms now. Don't ask me why. But yeah, you're right. One's sort of bent like that now, isn't it? I suppose it's just better for your feet, isn't it? Rather than plonking on something flat, even though ground is flat. I just don't get it.
I mean, when are you going to walk somewhere that's a U shape?
What, you planning on doing a loop-the-loop or something?
Well, maybe. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing her progress on that and seeing how she gets on because that's going to be an amazing event. Yeah, long time in the making.
Speaking of events, anything coming up that people can come to?
We just had our Easter egg hunt. So you've missed the boat on that one. We've got our open day that I talked about.
This is out in June.
Oh, okay. We'll have all our ultra challenges by then. Right. So where you can sign up and do like 25k, 50k, 100k.
Okay.
Got cycle challenges. We've always got a good cycle challenge.
So are they better off visiting Demelza website or Facebook? Demelza on everything, I imagine?
Demelza's on everything, all the social channels. But if they go to demelza.org.uk, they'll find out everything they need to know there. And also, when we were talking about having a tour and seeing the facilities, if they're still not sure, when you go to About Us and click on the Demelza Kent, there's a virtual tour. It's a few years out of date because I think we filmed it during COVID. But they can almost see someone goes round with a camera and they can see the facilities.
Okay.
All of our events are on there.
Right. So someone's listening to this and they've got a friend or a sister or brother whose kids aren't well.
Yeah.
How should they approach them to get them to come to you guys?
I would always say start with the website because we've got such a lot of information there about the services and how to refer. Yeah. And they can just pick up the phone and someone will talk to them and kind of reassure them, say what we do and kind of go from there. So I would just say don't be afraid and pick up the phone because every family I've ever spoken to, one of the first things they say is, I wish I'd accessed Demelza services sooner. Yeah. But I was scared.
Do you know what I think it is? I think it makes it real for them.
Yeah.
Accessing that.
Yeah.
Getting that information makes it.
Yeah, it does make it
It's a confirmation,
real.
Isn't it?
But it also puts you in touch with families that have got shared experiences and you can't put a price on that to be able to talk to somebody that's in the same situation.
But that admittance is always going to be the hardest step, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. But no, I would say take a look and pick up the phone. The team are, I know I'm biased, but the team are incredible.
Right.
Fantastic, yeah.
Brilliant. Okay. Let's hope Rachel gets back before you leave.
What's she doing?
She's got a meeting that she just cannot get out of.
Dull though.
Right, yeah, oh yeah, it's rubbish. How do people find Demelza? What's your website and things like that?
www.demelza.org.uk.
.org.uk, okay. Insta, Demelza?
Demelza Charity.
Okay.
Yeah, that's our social
What
handles.
else we got? Is that on everything, Demelza Charity?
Everything, yeah.
Brilliant.
TikTok.
Yeah?
LinkedIn. Instagram, Facebook.
Go on, keep going.
What's that other one that I don't understand?
X, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
What's that? Is the one? Is it at?
Oh,
it's got an at on it. Is it an at?
That's not Instagram.
No, that's X, isn't it? That's X.
X is Twitter.
Oh, yeah, that's Twitter, yeah. Yeah, but Instagram has got an at next to it, which is something else, isn't it? It's like a separate Facebook. Oh, I don't know.
We're good at this.
I'm really good. I'm supposed to be Snapchat, yeah, that's one, yeah.
That's all I know.
Yeah, but I've noticed there's a little at on top of something.
What do you mean?
There's a new one out, isn't there? What's that called?
Is there?
Let me have a look.
I've gone into the 40s zone. I don't know.
I'm 50 this year.
Oh, what are you doing?
Look there. What's that all about? At the top of Instagram. There's a little at.
Well,
you go there.
Because you've got two things.
And look.
Is that not just your activity?
I have no idea.
Oh, I don't know.
It might be just my activity. It might just be that. I thought there was something else out. There's X. Look, Threads. It's called Threads. See?
Oh, but is Threads not within... Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
I thought Threads was in... I'm not even...
It's within something. It's something to do with Facebook, isn't it, Threads?
Oh, I thought it was something to do with Instagram.
I think, yeah, but Facebook and Instagram are connected.
They all are, aren't they? It's Meta, isn't it?
Meta, that's it.
WhatsApp is connected. Look at us. Yay! Boom! We're down with the kids.
Not a clue. Not a clue. Does Demelza have like a YouTube channel or anything like that?
Yes, we do. Yeah, okay. Yeah, got a YouTube channel.
Who's responsible for keeping all this stuff going?
Oh, we've got an amazing social media team. They are incredible and they've worked really hard, probably 18 months to put a lot of focus on social media. But yeah, that blows my mind. I'm like,
what about TV advertising and stuff like that? Do you do any of that? Radio? Bit of radio, I think.
We did. Yeah, we've been on the radio. We did have an amazing, it was gifted to us, a chance to advertise for nurses because obviously there's a massive nurses shortage on tubes. That was incredible.
Oh, right, lovely, yeah.
So yeah, we did get a chance to advertise
really good.
with that. So that's amazing. And a lot of our corporates that support us will then kind of link to us as much as they can. So yeah, we are really lucky with that.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay. Alison, your guys, you as well.
Alison, Alice, I'll answer to anything.
It is Alison, isn't it? I've read it.
Yeah.
You got me confused. I thought I said Alice again. No, honestly, you guys change lives. You really do. You do change lives, and it touches. I go in there and I'm crying my eyes out every time I go in there, especially when I hear a song from one of those kids.
Oh yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah, we love music.
Where they've recorded something.
Yeah, we do love music. We've got our Demelza choir. They're incredible.
They are, yeah.
So that's, something that's fantastic because families can join the choir, staff can join the choir, so it's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're amazing. As soon as they sing, I'm in the back, gone.
Our last guest was a sign language, and she has a signing choir.
Oh,
she has a signing choir as well.
One of our nurses signs. So I find that I'm watching her rather than I'm kind of listening to the choir, but watching her because that's incredible.
And you have a lot of support from people, don't you? Like Cheryl Baker is one of them.
Yeah, Robin Cousins. Yeah, Daniel Radcliffe.
Oh, right, Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, Sally Lindsay. Really, really lucky with our celebrity ambassadors.
Simon Burridge.
Yeah, we're going to get you on. Yeah,
actor, director, Tab Fury.
Be shut down.
Anyway, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. Well, thank you for having me. Rachel, not so much.
God, hasn't she got a bone now? You've got a massive bone to pick with her now.
She bangs that drama of I do this for charity, I do that for charity, and then...
Where is she?
Yeah.
Where is she?
Where is she? And then episode 1, she's got a lot of making up to do. A lot.
I think, in her defence, I think I said something like, we'll get some businesses in, we'll get some charities in, we get people that have got stories. That's what it was. And that's when she went, no. I'm not just having some bloke come in here and telling me a shit story. Or something like that it was.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep my eye on her. I just want to make sure she really is dedicated.
She's not what she seems. No, she just gives it. She gives this all, I'm innocent and I'll do anything for charity. But now you know the real side of her.
There you go. Watch out. Got my eyes on you, Rachel.
That's brilliant. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, look who's rolling in. Here she is.
Oh, hello.
Sorry.
Nice of you to join us.
Better late than never.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm sorry. There we go.
What was the excuse? What was the excuse that was obviously more important than charity?
Well, now I've broken the mic.
Wow. Everything you said earlier is so true. Just seeing a completely different side of her. Yeah.
Just for the looks.
I think she just had a lie-in.
She has,
yeah.
Lying
Out of bed.
both ways, both terms. Lying and lie in. Yeah, come on in. What's the score?
I had to work. I was doing some work.
Oh yeah, that obviously trumps charity.
Okay.
I get it.
I feel really bad. I was like,
Right.
I need to move.
That isn't the only reason you should feel bad, Rachel.
No, Rachel.
You spent too long with him.
Alison, come over here, mate.
Yeah, come on,
mate.
come on, yeah.
Alison's got a couple of bones to pick with you.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I watched episode 1.
Oh no.
Do you remember episode 1? We got towards the end.
I'm enjoying
I
this.
say we got towards the end. I wasn't there, but
Pillow talk.
yeah, you know.
We were lying there. Watching episode 1.
You got towards the end, and Simon went, "Great, we're going to get businesses in, individuals, charity," and you went, "No charities, no individuals. It was all about businesses." And right at the end, you changed and you said, "We can have charities on." But I saw a different side of you, Rachel.
I had to talk her into it, didn't I?
Yeah.
I had to basically talk her into it.
No, because we started this whole podcast as a wedding thing, didn't we? And then you kept adding on, "Oh, I'm going to get my mate so-and-so to do it. I'm going to get my mate." And I'm like, it's not for you to have all your mates on just to say, "Oh yeah, come down to the podcast."
I'll get my mate Alison in, who's got a charity.
Yeah,
No.
I've got an important story to tell.
No, I feel really bad.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
We've decided we're going to put loads of rocks in your backpack for matching picture and really put the pressure on. We could cut her shoelaces. But when she pulls them
That wouldn't
on.
be the first time though, would it?
Yeah, you had a malfunction once before doing a charity walk. Didn't you?
Ben Nevis. And I got all the way to the top and I had my boots on. And then as soon as I literally stepped onto the peak and I put my hand on that, I think there's a plinth up there you can put your hand on. But that went to walk down and my whole sole of my shoe came off. And I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And my dad's going, I don't know. And I just took my hair bubble off and had to wrap it on my shoe.
I love that.
Did they tape it up for you in the end?
No.
Oh, right, you
all
just
my
used your hair bubble.
All my hair bubble.
Wow.
So I had to literally, and I had water coming into it because it was snow. It was July, but there was still snow at the top.
I'm guessing you bought new boots for Machu Picchu.
Yeah.
No, they were a lucky boot. She's going to use that. She wants me to do base camp.
Every
Oh my God.
base camp in 2025.
Do not tell my dad. Do not tell my dad. My
Wow.
mum's
There's a
sitting
small
there.
chance I might have already mentioned it and registered him.
My mum's going to him, "No, you're not doing it. You're not
exactly,
doing
yeah.
it."
She could come.
And now she's like, you know what? If he wants to do it, it's not my problem.
There you go.
No, got to sign him up.
God.
Got to do it.
There you go. I'll do it this year. You can do it next year.
What, base camp?
Yeah.
Go for it then.
God.
Go on.
Could you
Is it
imagine
wouldn't
you and
mind.
Steve? You could bond. Steve would love that. He definitely has told me he'd love that.
Really? Has he?
Yeah,
Oh, right.
take your word for it.
We can handle 4 hours of golf with each other.
But camping and sharing a tent,
Yeah.
maybe not.
I always come on to him, don't I? I always start, when we go on holiday, I always try and get in bed with him and stuff in the morning. So he
Not
liked
just my
that.
dad.
He liked base camp. Yeah, actually, I do that with everyone, don't I?
Oh, at least you're consistent.
Yeah, that's true. It's my thing, I suppose.
Oh,
lovely.
dear. But how is your training going?
It's good actually, yeah.
Yeah?
Obviously, I've been a bit under the weather recently
Yeah.
this year as well. So
Sympathy.
it's just trying to, it's not sympathy, it's just trying to get my strength back up. And I've got a session at the Altitude Centre in London.
Have you?
My
I didn't even
dad's-
know that was a
yeah,
thing.
My dad got it for me for Christmas. So I've been on the phone to
Oh.
them and spoken to them a few times. And they've said, come up to the centre when you're feeling better and pop in and have a chat with us, everything like that. So I actually got that for
Wow.
my mum and dad for Christmas. So I can't wait to do that.
God, I didn't even know that was a thing. But that's one of the reasons I kind of backed out of Machu Picchu, the altitude sickness, and you just don't know if you're going to get ill.
And
you're going to get ill.
Because Sarah said, because I'm doing it with Sarah Henry and actually Paul as well, but Sarah always said to me, I get sick. She felt sick going up Ben Nevis.
Oh.
And I was like, okay.
This could be fun.
She said to me, when you do your altitude centre, she said, let me know how it is, because they can actually say to you if you're going to get altitude sickness and then to get this medication or try this or try that. So that's why I'm sort of doing it, to see if I'm going to be able to do it in the first place. So touch wood, I will be. And because my dad did Killy, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he didn't get sick, but his best friend that he went with did. So his best friend had to be taken down the mountain because he got to a certain point.
Yeah, and that's it. It's not a case of you can push through.
Yeah.
It's game over.
You could be the fittest person on earth. It's just if your body can't do it or not.
And I thought, and I might be wrong here, but I thought it could affect you one time and then it might not affect you the next.
Possibly, yeah.
Oh, it's that random then.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's all about the altitude and how physically well you are, I suppose, as well, and everything like that. So, but I don't know.
Anyway, there's no other questions for Alison because I've covered them all, Rach.
All of them.
Okay, I'm really sorry about that.
What do you think of the Inca Trail? What do you think of the
He
Inca
did put
Trail?
Alice on the board, so he's had his fair share of telling off, I can tell you.
What was the other abuse you gave me?
Oh, because you referenced Machu Picchu as like a jolly.
Which you're now agreeing with.
Oh my God. Thank you so
No, I'm not cutting that bit out.
Oh my God. Don't agree with him on that.
No, but I did start by saying I've got a bone to pick with you because you said it's a jolly. You said it's just like a little walk.
Yeah, at least I turned up.
Walk. That is true.
I did in the end.
Multitasking. There you go.
The other woman. Oh, look at his face now. He's like, oh no.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I've got
every
a feeling
time he's like, oh yeah, it's a jolly. I'm like,
it is a jolly.
It's not a jolly.
You could do exactly the same thing walking around here.
Walking around Kent.
Distance. Go up, down a few hills.
Wow. Yeah. Up and down the Pentagon Centre. Job done.
I've got a story about the Pentagon Centre.
Oh no.
God.
It's quite a bad one.
Nothing, Simon, ever starts with a sentence. I've got a story.
Do you have the power to cut?
I was playing golf.
In the Pentagon Centre?
I was playing golf on September 11th, 2001.
Right.
You know where this is going to go now,
I know where this is going to go.
And I'd won the championship, Kimberley-Clark Championship. I came off the course cheering to find all the buildings collapsing on the TV and everyone getting upset and crying, right?
Yeah.
And it was horrible. It was horrific. So I was like, maybe my golf isn't that important.
Yeah, true.
Right. Anyway, so I went to put my bag back in the car. And as I did this, old boy was coming off the golf course, right? I said, mate, I don't know if you know, I said, but the World Trade Center has been attacked and they've even hit the Pentagon. And he went, what, Chatham?
Wow. Yeah, it probably wouldn't be breaking news, would it?
I said, yeah, mate, they aim for the Dunkin' Donuts.
These massive buildings in America and Chatham.
Yeah.
The bus station is no
Imagine them planning it, can't you?
Yeah.
We're going to hit the World Trade Center.
DNA
Where else?
toys.
Yeah. We're going to have that World Trade Center. And where else? Chatham, the Pentagon Center. Let's hit that. Yeah, all right then.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can't make that up.
And on that note, thank you so much for coming
You're
again.
welcome.
We had to do this. Thank you for coming twice because you've eventually rolled in.
Yeah, we had to get showered and dressed and out of bed.
Get out of bed.
Finish eating all those Easter eggs. You know, it's a hard life. I understand.
She definitely don't deserve one of your donuts, does she?
No, they're for the kids. They're for
All
Tilly
right.
and
Yeah,
Ted.
cool. Yeah, righto.
Yeah. Wow.
I will give them to the kids.
Thank you very much.
I'm putting on loads of
much.
weight. I ain't going to eat them. I'm putting on so much weight.
Do something about it then.
Nah.
You join two gyms. Is that what you do? You just join extra gyms and hope that the weight falls off?
I don't go to them.
Oh, you just sign up. Right, so your wallet
yes.
reduces in size.
Yes.
Once again, we say bye and then we carry on talking. But we've got a problem with your workouts for the walk.
What?
Why use a treadmill? Alison agrees that you're on treadmills all the time.
No, I'm not.
So what walking have you actually done in preparation for this jolly?
Well, I've done the what do they call? I call it the stepper, but it's like the climber.
There's no stairs.
Yeah, the stairs. Yeah,
stairs. That's good for your thighs.
And they've got.
Actually, there's lots of stairs on that walk. I imagine, isn't there?
Yeah.
Oh.
But they said when I had my meeting, they said they're quite big stairs as well.
Yeah.
So it is that.
So you're doing double steps?
Sometimes, yeah. But on those machines,
They're trying to justify
they've
it
got
for me.
programs, so you can climb the World Trade Center, you can climb the pyramids.
Has it got Jolly written on it?
No, it hasn't got Jolly. Rachel's Jolly.
Rachel's Jolly.
2024.
Oh dear.
Has it got? I can't say Pikachu. Has it got Pikachu on it?
No.
But you do you do training walks with the group as well?
No.
You can do. They're in there because we've got
mates.
WhatsApp. Shut up. We've got a WhatsApp group, and they were doing one on Friday, but the weather was horrendous. So I think there was 2 of them that went out in the end, and said they got absolutely drowned. So
it is hard. It is hard. But I was saying earlier, if you can get that terrain where it tests your ankles,
yeah, absolutely.
But it is hard to find that when you're kind of walking along tarmac.
Because we did.
Alison's done London to Brighton.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
And the first thing she went was about your ankles turning over.
All the time, especially in the woods as well, when it was single track and
dark.
like we couldn't talk to each other, so you just had to put your headphones on, but you had to constantly look down because you were tripping over rocks and roots and everything like that. And
that was definitely, out of all the challenges I've done, that was one of my hardest.
That was hard.
Yeah,
really
absolutely.
hard. I think over that it wasn't my physical health for that one, it was my mental health.
I said that the sleep deprivation, it does really play with your mind. And my husband was much like Simon. It's a walk.
What, handsome?
No. He didn't do the London to Brighton, but he had lots of opinions on it. It's a walk, it's a walk. And I was like, I took about 30 odd hours. The last few K felt like just forever.
Horrendous.
Yeah.
I was saying before, it kept like we were in the woods and it was like, 71 kilometres. And then you go past another 71. And I was like, no, we've done this already.
My friend did it with someone that was an expert, and he was route marched, and he did it in 19. In his first go.
Oh no, he walked, didn't he? No, sorry.
First go, he said he could barely walk for a week afterwards.
No.
That wouldn't be fun for me. I'd be in tears, I think, with that.
Yeah.
You're doing it for a charity, and you're doing it, but you can't break yourself at the end of the day, right? But yeah, that was a tough one. That was really hard. That one. There was a point where we were in the woods and we all sat down. We were like, right, 2 minutes break. And we sat on this log, and you then just collapsed because he's got a pacemaker. So obviously his pacemaker kicked in and he collapsed backwards.
Oh, no.
And me and my dad just looked at him and went, oh, don't worry about it. And then he got up and carried on again. He was like, all right, okay, I'm up for it. And we were like,
it is that fear though of stopping. Like with the 12.5K, I think every 12.5K there were stops, weren't there? But it's just thinking, if I stop, I just don't know if I can keep going again. So we tried to kind of just grab something and like 2 minutes max rather than 15 minutes, because I think you
just
felt
don't want
worse.
to get up.
Yeah.
No.
Did it feel like at the start you were going, oh, there's 1K, that was quick. Oh, 3K, I missed the 2K. Oh, 7K, I missed a couple of K there. And then it was like a 78K, 78.5K.
78.9.
Stretching out. I mean, the first few, I had pictures of like selfie with me with an ice cream, loving life, looking fresh. Towards the end, there's tears, there's snot. This is too difficult. Kev was waiting for me at Brighton, like, where are you? I'm like, I don't feel like I've moved. I think I might have gone backwards.
We went the wrong way once.
Yes.
We ended up in a farmyard, didn't we? And we were like, oh no, we had to walk like half a K back to get back on.
That half a K feels like, and it's a walk of shame.
She started crying.
I cried a lot.
I think with me, if I had to do it again, it wouldn't be the day walks. I would make myself do night walks to get over that sleep deprivation.
I didn't do any night training at all.
I mean, we walked from Gravesend to Sittingbourne, didn't we? And we did Buwater, so that was 13. So that was 26 miles we did, didn't we? And stuff like that. But it was the nighttime walk, so that we could handle because we were together, we were talking, and again it was that terrain where you're sort of on the rocks and stuff. But it was the night times that killed me. So we got to about 50, and it was just starting to get dark, and you sat down, all your family are there, you're having pasta to fuel up again. That stop was fine. We had about half hour there, didn't we? But then after that, it was just. Everyone's then gone home to bed. You've got no support. You've got no sort of people cheering you on. And it's like, oh shit, I am actually on my own now. So it was tough.
Hard going, but
it's tough.
But your love Machu Picchu, your love the kind of the teamwork and speaking to, got loads of staff on it. My
friend said to me, I spoke to her on Friday, and I said, right, I'm doing this, and my hair. So I'm just gonna have to wash in the lake or whatever I'm going to do.
Because Rachel's got a hobby now.
Dry shampoo.
Do you know what Rachel's hobby is? Dressing up as a bride and having photos taken of herself.
Oh, why not?
I'm only getting married once, aren't I? So
Well, you might be able to help me. I've got a really good Demelza event idea where you all rock up in your wedding dresses or your bridesmaid dresses or your groom's outfit. And it's just a fundraiser. You pay money to go in. It's a big hall, and it might be that it's got all your different wedding songs. So, like my first dance, your first dance. You know,
that's a really good idea.
I'd love to wear my dress again.
We can get supplies in that for you.
Yeah, could you imagine? You could go back to walking down the aisle.
Yeah,
we could get supplies involved in that.
I love that idea.
And you could at the entrance, you could have almost like a red carpet, and you have to walk up the aisle with your partner, your husband, whoever
I'd love to have an excuse.
Or the grooms have to come. The grooms have to wait for you to come up the aisle again.
Yeah.
What? So you're already in the room?
We walk up. We get there and wait for you and turn around, and you're there.
Yeah. I just think that'd be really nice, and you can have your whole playlist of this was an important song for me.
Yeah,
you know. See, make it happen.
Yeah.
We got bands
to add to your to-do
I'll get live band involved in that for you.
Yeah. Oh, that live band that we had in the ball last year was brilliant. Was it Fake?
Fake Tan. Yeah, they always raise the roof. Like literally, you have to drag people off the dance floor and say it's over. Come on, you've got to go. But yeah, they do. They really know how to party.
Yeah, they do. They're really good. And you look at them thinking, oh my God. And then they start playing and they're like, oh my God, they're amazing.
Yeah,
they're really, really good. 2
years on the trot, actually. They were so good. But I remember thinking, I'm not sure. And then when they started, I was like, I get it.
Yeah.
And you've had loads of bookings since then as well. They're ridiculously busy.
I sort of follow them online and everything like that. And the amount of bookings they have like 2 or 3 every weekend now. And it's like they don't have a break.
Bless them. Yeah, they do.
And they're young.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
But they dress all in white. Like when I saw them, they were all dressed in white.
Oh, right. So what's that got to do with them being young?
No, they're all dressed in white, and they had like trainers on, and they had like glasses on, like glow in the dark glasses on.
Do they have fake tan on? Are they orangey on purpose?
I think they might have had a bit of fake tan.
I think they've got a boy band vibe about them.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, and they do
like a take a Mickey out of boy band sort of look about them.
Yeah. But they're so good and so high energy. Yeah. I'm like, how are you still going?
Yeah.
And like they would. Your musical, so they merge one song into the other, and then they go back to the other song, and it's just amazing, absolutely good amazing. They were really good.
Cool. Right, Alison, once again,
thank you so much.
Apologies for Rachel.
That's okay. I accept.
And thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
We've already said the details of Demelza, but feel free to give 1 or 2 out, £1 each.
What, you have to donate every time?
Yeah, brilliant. Oh, let me get that. Go to www.demelza.org.uk.
Okay, thanks for listening and watching. And once again, sorry about Rachel. This podcast has been brought to you by Snugdubs Campervan Hire.
Roam the world, park anywhere.
That's snugdubs.co.uk. This podcast was brought to you today by Austin's Eatery on Station Road, Strood.
Try the Viking Challenge.